Boys and girls, this is the Undisputed Era. Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, Roderick Strong, and you're listening to Going In Raw, baby.
What's up? This is the most must-see WWE superstar of all time and his lovely, gorgeous wife,
Marie.
and you are going in Smackdown Live.
Hi, this is Shinsuke Nakamura. Shinsuke watching going in the Raw.
Hey, friendo, Steve here.
And Larson.
And welcome back to Going In Raw, the only pro wrestling podcast you need to be listening to right here at youtube.com/Steven Larson, taped live at twitch.tv/Steven Larson. Follow us there. It's always a good time. We're also available wherever podcasts can be found, so leave us a rating, review, or a comment if you're there listening to us now. If you're watching us on YouTube, though, let's try to get this episode up to 603 likes. Smash that like button, but do it an odd number of times.
Odd number of times. 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, or any number that ends in those numbers is an odd number.
There you go. Perfect.
You want to smash it 29 times? Have at it.
Just make
do it
sure
28
it's
or
not
30.
30.
Because it won't stick then.
Yeah, so anyways, that's where we are, and that's where you can find us. I do believe we have a couple new patrons. We've got all sorts of bonus content over at the Patreon at patreon.com/Steven Larson. We have today, we've been putting these up every Friday, man. Classic 10 for the win episodes, the old school ones that you can't find anywhere else now because of corporate mergers. Larson, what did we put up today for the billionaires and billionaires?
Top 10 games to play while you're stoned.
Because 3 days from now is
420, man.
It's 420, dude.
It's 420.
Let's see here. We do have some new patrons, and
Fun fact about the episode: the original cut of it was 4 minutes and 20 seconds.
Did you have to chop anything out?
I chopped the tails off. The post roll, the original post roll, because of our pre roll, and it's it'll say 421 on YouTube, but it's actually 4 minutes 20 seconds, and I think like 4 frames.
That was coincidental.
No, that was intentional.
Oh, that was intentional. Okay.
Yes,
okay.
I remember back then. I was like, we got to make this 4 minutes and 20 seconds.
Okay, that sounds right. I remember.
So if you look at the script, it's super short.
There was something else. Was it that we did? I forget. There's something else I think we did that coincidentally ended up to be a really weird number that we landed on. I forget what it was. Anyways, so new patrons get their shout outs. Jonathan Williams, Patrick Kennedy, Johann von Wolfhausen. That's an awesome name.
Mm-hmm.
And then David Fishkind. And David, he gets one of those fancy new Going In Raw Patreon exclusive shirts. So there you go. Anyways, thanks everybody for your support.
Thank you
we
very
appreciate
much.
it. Also,
thank you.
Something we got to get back into the rhythm of doing. We did it yesterday. We have the ability here on the Twitch. If you sub to us on Twitch, we can now send out emails with the link to the bonus episodes.
Yes.
So later on, after the show's done, we have to remember to send out a message with the link to that 10 for the win, because we're going to try to get our subs on Twitch all that bonus content too.
Yes, correct.
So there you go. Anyways, I was actually shocked, man, going into Smackdown tonight. I was like, man, this could be, because I kind of felt that Raw was kind of a boring show.
It was a boring show.
Smackdown, for whatever reason, I felt like there was a lot of energy with Smackdown.
There was. It
tonight.
Was fun.
It was
fun.
Actually a lot of fun.
Had a really fun main event. Anytime you get Big E out there doing his thing, you know you're in for an entertaining night. Take into account as well the outcome of the match. His post-match celebration was majestic. It was great. Got a fantastic promo from Sonya Deville.
Oh man, she was like,
I was so good.
I was kind of surprised, not surprised. I'll have to figure out what if I'm going to put her on the thumbnail or keep the Money in the Bank rooftop match on the thumbnail.
You gotta keep the rooftop match.
I figured that was big news, but man, Sonya was just the name Sonya was trending huge on Twitter.
Oh yeah,
man, I remember when we saw her at
the house show at the Memorial Auditorium. Yeah,
it's like, okay, cool, she does the MMA thing, but what else is she going to bring to the table? Dude, that promo tonight was fire, and I love that they're giving us, because they could have gone down kind of a cheesy route, but they went with the
That's what
heel.
I'm expecting too.
Me too. I think a lot of people were. I think a lot of people were expecting her to say, "Mandy, I love you." Mm-hmm. She went down the heel who has good points route. Yep. She's all about the business. She's about fire and desire. She's about career, and Mandy was just all over the place and focused on a weirdo like Otis and not like a stud like Dolph, who could have helped them get those tag team titles. She's making it all about the business.
Yep.
And man, the delivery was so good. It was so passionate. It was so genuine.
Yeah,
this
man.
was the promo of a career for Sonya Deville.
Yeah, and hopefully she gets the opportunity to deliver more promos like this.
Yeah.
And they're just not using this feud to get Mandy over. It's kind of what I fear is going to happen.
Yeah, maybe, but hey, maybe the crowd. Given that Sony was trending so hardcore, man.
I know.
They got to pay attention to that stuff.
I've been liking Sonya Deville's work for a long time. She'd been like her character work. Whenever she's given an opportunity to do something, she hits it out of the park.
Yeah, she's
fun in the ring. She found a good way to adapt her MMA background to her pro wrestling style. Yeah, I'm excited for her to get this opportunity. I hope, based on her performance tonight, and I would assume subsequently in this feud, she'll do great. She gets more opportunities.
Yeah,
because I think she could be a massive star. She's really good.
Yeah, she is really good. She's proven it. She proved it tonight. She's really fun to watch in the ring, and I really like that story. You know, I want to just sort of. There's a weird thing going on right now, man, because of all these layoffs, and we're keeping an eye on that situation as well. I just try to tune that out and enjoy the product. You can't help but wonder, though, is like, because this stuff was pretty good tonight. Is this storyline just going to completely fall apart now that they've literally laid off the writer who at least came up with the seed of an idea? Now, we have no idea what involvement, from the writer's room.
I guess one could hope that maybe this was somewhat scripted out in advance.
Yeah. Like
the major story beats, at least. So that's kind of locked in as much as anything in WWE can be locked in.
Yeah. Yeah.
I guess that's the hope.
Yeah. Yeah. I hope, man, I hope that, I hope they're able to keep the energy going, because I thought tonight had a lot of good stuff going for it. I had to figure out.
Oh, go ahead.
You go ahead.
I was going to say, we got Vicious Baron. He actually was mean and delivered a beatdown that was actually really violent. And if he would just get rid of the cheesy King gear, you can almost take him seriously.
Man, I thought tonight was a total quantum leap for that guy. And yeah, you're right. We talked about this on text message when it was like right after it happened. Man, just people like when people do. It's wrestling. I'm tired of if you're not. To me, a way to get heat. If I'm going to want to see a guy get beat up, it's going to be because he has done something fairly messed up. And 9 times out of 10, that stems from violence. One of the best heels right now in the business is Randy Orton. And largely, it's in the moment, in this window of time. I know the Edge Orton match at Mania was kind of a crap blow off because it was so long and people complained about that. But the build was so good, and you wanted to see Randy Orton get his ass kicked. Why? Because he enacted some brutal violence on Edge, a guy who had just come back after 9 years.
And Matt Hardy too.
And Matt Hardy, exactly.
And Edge's wife.
To me, the guys that crack wise, whether they're funny or not, if you're funny, I'm going to appreciate your work, and I don't really care necessarily about you seeing you get beat up, even if you're supposed to be a bad guy. If you're trying to be funny and you're not, like Baron Corbin 9 times out of 10 is, I just don't want to see you. You don't even entertain me. Just go away. But if you're doing something that's so over-the-top violent that I'm like, holy crap, this is too far. I want to see this guy get beat up. That's the good spot right there. That's where you want your heels to be, in my opinion.
Exactly. But then if Baron keeps doing this kind of stuff, you'll be like, oh man, I can't wait to see how vicious Baron's gonna be tonight, and you start appreciating his work, and then he gets over his face.
Well, cross that bridge when we get there, I guess.
Exactly.
Anyways, before we get into more, let's just kick this thing off at the beginning.
Yeah.
Because I thought there was actually a lot to like about SmackDown tonight.
It was a pretty fun show. This is probably the best empty arena episode, save for the first one with Triple H co-hosting.
They did have the live bug on it too. I noticed.
Yes. Oh, since it's probably gonna be in the thumbnail, let's talk about this this diehard Money in the Bank situation they got going here. So they announced tonight that Money in the Bank, the 2 ladder matches, are going to be themed, and that you're climbing the corporate ladder.
Yeah.
So earlier today, we reported on News Brief that Money in the Bank was going to happen still, but not at the PC. So we're like, where is it going to happen? We thought it'd be Full Sail. But then, like right after we uploaded the episode, PW Insider said, hey, they're shooting stuff at Titan Towers. It would be headquarters for Money in the Bank. And then lo and behold, tonight it's announced that the concept for Money in the Bank is they'll start on the bottom floor. They got to fight their way up the top of the building. And on top of the building, that is where the briefcase will be suspended.
That's
so
awesome.
It's different. It's got to be madcap. They got to embrace the ridiculousness of it. If they try to make it super realistic, it might take itself too seriously because the concept itself is ridiculous.
The poster,
you got to embrace the poster, like the photoshopping on there is like bad,
which fits what I think this is going to be, but
it's got to be madcap like that. It's got to be crazy. It's got to be off the wall.
I don't think they'd make a poster like this if they didn't have it's a mad.
Well,
world.
They might make a poster like this if they came up with this idea 3 days ago and they had to slap something together to put on Smackdown tonight.
That's true too. That's true as well.
So
it is. So, but here's the thing. But somebody threw a ladder into the window on the front of that building. They're going for comedy here, man. Or at least, if not comedy, a good mix of comedy and drama. I think this is going to be. I think this feels like, and maybe I'm getting ahead of myself. This feels like somebody. You know how sometimes you'll just come up with an idea, and everybody just sort of it clicks, and it's like, oh man, it's got to be like this, like something specific.
Yeah.
And they come up and they have it. This feels like it's solid. This feels like they have something that they know is going to be good. Like you said, there were already pictures of like, cameras or whatever, or like the ring on top of the rooftop. Somebody took a picture of it or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to this, man. I get the feeling that after a period where it was probably panic. What do we do? We've got WrestleMania. We can't have crowds. They do the Boneyard match. They do the Firefly Funhouse. They figure out, okay, are we going to even be able to film anymore? Are we going to have to take time off? We became essential workers somehow. $18 million. We got this nasty business with the laying people off. Hopefully out of the way. I don't know if there's going to be more or not. But it feels like creatively, anyways, because they understand production-wise, they have their footing. They can now be free to sort of explore what they can do within those confines, and I feel like this is the first big step.
And also, I think now that they have to do these shows in empty crowds, they're losing the spectacle of what they are used to doing. They have to find other ways to conjure up that level of spectacle.
Yeah.
WrestleMania, they had the pre-film stuff. They had the Boneyard. They had the Firefly Funhouse match, and then whoever in the writers' room, was like on Google looking for phrases with ladder in it, coming across corporate ladder and. Light bulb went off, came up with the idea. I was like, oh, okay. Hats off to you, writer in writer's room, because that's a solid idea to start with. And I'm happy they're embracing it and maybe, hopefully, embracing the ridiculousness of pro wrestling.
I like the idea that somebody was sitting around watching Let It Be, and they did the Rooftop concert, and they're like, hey, let's do one of those.
Maybe.
You still can't. They still haven't released that on DVD, man.
Yeah, why is that?
I have a bootleg DVD of it.
But why is there no official release?
I don't know. It's probably something like the Beatles don't want that ugliness. They're all bitching at each other. There's like a scene where George is like getting on Paul for being a dick, which he was. I don't know if they want all those warts out there. That's my guess. The series, isn't that just like kind of warts and all though? Or do they really romanticize? Especially no, there are definitely some warts in that. I mean, they show the bits in Let It Be. I just don't know if they want that. Yeah, honestly, I don't know. It's a terrific little movie. I mean, it's it's all shot on like snuff film looking stuff, and the music's all good. So I don't know. They're probably just spacing out how they're making their money, man. It's like every year they got something.
That's the last thing, though, kind of.
Yeah,
that we know of. Show kicked off with a moment of bliss. Braun is the guest. So they congratulate Braun on being Universal Champion. He congratulates them on being 2-time tag champion, says no one deserves the belts more than them, saying, I know how hard you two work. And then they take a drink of coffee. And, of course, they give Braun like the smallest possible coffee cup to make him look huge.
Yeah, they're doing this weird thing with Braun where Braun so far as champion is not very impressive. He comes off as awkward because he's happy. He was really sweaty when he came out tonight, and which didn't fit him being on the set of a talk show. He wears that belt. You know what he reminds me of? That movie Big. He comes off like a little child in a giant's body.
Like he's still trying to work out how to maneuver his giant lumbering form.
There was one shot, and I was about to text you, and then he corrected it. There was one shot. It was a wide shot of him sitting with Nikki and Alexa. And his legs, he had not, you're sitting in like a stool. And he's obviously not so big that his legs are touching or his feet are touching the ground. So they dangle. Now, what most people do in that situation, what most men do in that situation, you kick one up on the little leg there, or the
in the director's
crossbar.
chair. There's a little lip there you can rest your feet on. Yeah.
Yeah, you put your thing there. You put your foot there, right?
Yeah, your foot.
Because then your
foot.
Well, your foot is kind of a thing. You put your foot there, and that's you're stable there, right?
Yeah.
They did a wide shot where he was sitting there, and I swear to God, he was dangling his feet or he was kicking his feet. It just the slightest amount, it wasn't like he was literally a child. They just do that.
Yeah.
But I was like, you look so, and he has that title around his waist. It's you want to give the impression that you're too big for that thing to fit around your waist, so you put it over your shoulder. That's what the big guys do.
Exactly.
Why was he so sweaty? It's just a moment of bliss.
He's nervous. I don't know.
He comes off as a little awkward and a little nervous, man.
He comes off as nervous.
And then this whole thing was just kind of cheesy. Thankfully, it was pretty short, though, because they're talking, and then he looks back behind them. Or no, Alexa asks him about Bray.
And he's like, hey, no one knows Bray like I do. That's part of his past, trying to forget. Doesn't owe Bray an apology. Braun, fitting with the narrative he put forth on Twitter about showing a performance center with nothing but $150 in a Keo soul, saying he achieved everything on his own. He says he knows how Bray works, but he's not playing those mind games.
Sorry. White Brownie here in a Twitch chat said he rubbed one out real quick.
If Bray comes for him and not this is a confusing line. If Bray comes for me and not the title, the only thing he's going to get are those hands. Bernie said he's coming for the title.
Well, what is he going to get if he comes after the title?
A win, maybe, by the way Bray or Braun put it. So then Braun looks into the corner. He's like, oh, what's that? And so he walks to the corner, and he asks, is this for me? And we cut, and we see there's a gift in the corner sitting there.
It's like a purple wrapped gift.
Yeah, he's like, Alexa, thank you for this. And Bliss is like, I didn't get you anything. He's like, oh, no, this is Team Little Big. And he opens it. And I was hoping for that Hogan bit where he pulls his own head out of the box. That's why I was hoping Braun pulls his own head out of the box and freak out about it. That'd be great. But instead, it's the black sheep mask that he wore as a member of the Wyatt family. And then Bray's laughter fills the venue. And then they do the stuff. And there's like a still. I don't know, they can't get video, but a still of Braun with the mask on.
Yeah, I really wish he would have started yelling at Alexa. Like he wasn't smart enough to figure out that it wasn't her.
Why'd you get me this mask?
Why'd you get me this?
I just am trying to forget this period of my life.
Where I was just a henchman. Nobody wants to be henchman. Yeah, and then next week he comes out and he's still pissed off at Alexa.
Hey, I know. I thought we were Team Little Big.
You're Team Little Dick. Anyway,
after that, we had Sasha Banks versus Tamina. Of course, if Tamina wins this match, she gets a title shot against Bayley. Yeah. Bayley comes out. She joins on commentary. It started with a funny little bit because Sasha has a T-shirt and hands Tamina and goes, "Here you go. We can still be friends." And Tamina holds it up, and it's like a kid-size shirt.
She said, and she looked so hurt. She said, "This is a small. I wear extra large."
And then she throws it at Sasha.
And then Sasha tries to get away, and she grabs her hair and tosses her to the ground.
Yeah. So this is a pretty fun match. At one point, Bayley distracts Tamina, allows Sasha to ram her to the ring post, hits a kick. drives Tamina into the ring steps, and Bayley says, "I'm gonna go check on her." So she wanders over close to her, and then Lacey Evans runs out, jumps off the ring steps, drops Bayley with a forearm.
That was rad.
And then, with all that madness going on, everybody's kind of distracted. Tamina comes to, super kicks Sasha ringside, puts her in the ring, hits another super kick, covers her, gets the win. She gets her title shot. So they actually they've done a fairly effective job in the span of 3 weeks building up Tamina.
Yeah, no, I've been totally cool with it. It's like she used to be. They don't have her talking too much, but she does talk. She is, and it's kind of effective. She doesn't have to say too much, and then they just treat her like they should, which is a powerhouse. So I like it, man. You build her up, and you're good. You're good.
Yep.
And I like the little bit of overbooking here. I like that stuff.
Yeah.
It's always good to mix it up. And there's a lot more interaction. I'm sorry. There's a lot more. I just noticed there's a lot more interaction between the wrestlers and commentary tonight.
Yes.
And I like that because it's like it's more people. So go ahead.
No, I'm just moving on. Jey Uso had a promo next. He said tonight The Miz and Big E are going to face the Usos with the juice.
He's got the juice.
They're gonna. Well, apparently not, because based on the finish of the match, and the Usos are gonna be 7-time champions.
You can't conjure juice. You either have it or you don't. You can't manufacture it. You wake up, you either have it or you don't. On the Quizlemania, you didn't have the juice.
I'm not a believer in the juice, man. I'm not.
Look, the juice is a thing.
No, it's not.
When are you gonna learn?
If you want to have your superstitions to help you get through your day, fine. Don't push your ridiculousness on me.
Wow. Disrespect.
There's been days where I woke up and I was like, I want to go back to bed. And guess what? I've turned it around. So
yeah, you turn around
that.
because you know why? Because you had the juice.
No. If I wake up and I'm like, oh man, I don't want to do anything today. That's not having the juice, right?
No, that has nothing to do with it. It's events that transpire that are beyond your control. So if you wake up, you're like, I don't want to get up today, and then you get up, like that's where I don't ever want to get up.
And you look at your phone like, dang, stimulus check came through.
Then you got juice. You got the juice.
No, because like 80 million people got their stimulus check. It had nothing to do with getting the juice.
Dude, did you hear like people who went through TurboTax didn't? Like if you go through a tax repair, I literally thought everybody does TurboTax.
No.
Like what else are you supposed to do?
No.
Does Facebook have a tax service now?
No, I mean, all you gotta do is a simple 1040. I think you used to be able to do that through several places on the IRS website.
Oh, okay. Maybe they're talking about maybe H&R Block.
Well, H&R Block had the same problem.
Oh, did they?
Mm-hmm. And if you had your stuff done by a tax preparer, usually they have like kind of like an escrow type thing.
Yeah.
So they can take their cut out.
Yeah.
And I guess people were having their money put in there rather than their bank account.
Okay. Yeah.
Anyways, enough tax talk.
Yeah,
That's
you and I are
another
going to be
show.
waiting for a while because we had to pay. And apparently, if you paid, even if it came straight out of your account, that doesn't count.
Doesn't work that way. And here's the thing: like they have a thing on their website where you're supposed to go and put your information in. I haven't got be able to get that to work yet.
Me neither. Yeah.
And I read articles where it's like, man, this things that I'm facing, that apparently we're facing, a lot of other people are facing. So it's just
yeah.
work in progress apparently. Anyways, after that, Lacey Evans interview, she says Sasha Banks got a taste of her own medicine tonight. Now, after all she's done to her pre-WrestleMania, at WrestleMania, she says, wherever Sasha goes, I'm going to go. And she harkened back to her military days, saying that she's not going to stop until the mission is complete. She had Sasha's name written on her right hand, with the circle and the slash through it, as in to say, no Sasha, because she's going to punch her.
No Sasha's Club.
And they have a match next week, a Money in the Bank qualifier.
SmackDown's version of what's the dude's name who's on NXT and he was a jobber on Raw?
Tahiti Miles?
Tahiti Miles.
Oh, Denzel Desjardins.
We've seen him a couple times now.
Mm-hmm.
I forget if it's always on SmackDown. I feel like it's not. I've seen him on another brand.
I think. Well,
was it
Raw
NXT?
Then. He's been on NXT before.
Okay.
Within the last couple of weeks, but he's been on NXT before, yeah.
Okay. Anyways, he took on Sheamus. This was a very quick match.
Yeah.
Sheamus beat him with a bro kick and very
But he was just laying into him hard.
Yeah, big time.
Elbows.
But
so
afterwards,
yeah.
Michael Cole starts talking about how inspirational Jeff Hardy is when Sheamus is still standing around. So Sheamus, understandably, walks over to Michael Cole and says, hey, why are you talking about Jeff Hardy when Sheamus just bro kicked this dude's head off? What's the deal with that? And he gets really close to Michael Cole, And Corey Graves didn't do shit.
Well, he culminated his punctuation, Sheamus's was like, what about the Celtic Warrior? But he really should have said, what about the Celtic Warrior? What about me?
Yeah. And then because it's like what Raven used to say.
What Raven used to say.
What about
yeah.
me? Maybe I'll watch some Nitro tonight, man.
Raven was awesome, man.
Those Nitros were so much fun back in the day. Just hanging out at Jeff's house watching Nitro.
Man, they were an incoherent mess half the time, though. There's always some good stuff. Anyways, nonetheless, despite Sheamus's threats, we did get Jeff Hardy video package. It's part 2, subtitled The Fall. Despite all the hard times he has encountered throughout his career.
We got to see him in a Del Taco being drunk. That's where a lot of high school fights happen at Del Taco. I know that because I've watched Live Leak before.
All right. Next, we get Dana Brooke warming up backstage. Carmella's all, hey, Dana, why are you doing this qualifying match? We have a tag title match next week to get ready for. Carmella, there's a week to prepare.
Jealous. That's what you are. You are jealous. Carmella.
Yeah. And Dana says, I can do both, Carmella.
Yeah.
And Carmella's like, yeah, whatever. Good luck. Just being totally dismissive. Rude.
Like, what the hell, man? Dana Brooke has had like a hell of a time trying to get on TV even. Carmella's been SmackDown Women's Champion before. Just
former Money in the Bank winner, too. I know.
What a crappy way to start a partnership. Like,
oh, this partnership's going nowhere, man.
You're brand new partners, and your immediate thing is, hey, why are you going out there to wrestle when we have a match next week? The hell, man. Dana Brooke had a hell of a SmackDown tonight, though, man.
Yeah, man.
I thought she was going to feel the glow.
Nope. She, the only thing I'm upset about is she didn't win with Batista Bomb. That's the only thing I'm upset about. That should be your finish.
I know. I agree.
So they had the bit where they announced Money in the Bank take place at Titan Towers, climb the corporate ladder, theme, start in the ground floor, briefcases up on the roof. I would assume suspended above the ring on the roof.
Man, I was looking at that poster. Like 1 year ago, if you saw this poster and you were explained, yeah, it's not gonna be in front of people. It's gonna take place inside of the building. And Braun is Universal Champion, Drew is WWE Champion, Charlotte is NXT Champion. What would your reaction have been?
I would assume that Vince had passed away. Because it's like none of these ideas he would have signed off on.
That's a good point. It's too madcap. It's too out there.
It really is.
Yeah. And then
either he's really losing it up here, or he's deceased.
And then whatever time traveler is, they'd be like, yeah, because of pandemic. You'd be like, oh shit.
I'd be, oh no, I don't want to go back. So we got Naomi versus Dana Brooks, a bunch of roll-ups to start. Because they kind of at the beginning of this match are like, they set the stage that they're friendly and they're setting that aside to have this match because there's a good opportunity involved to win. So like many matches of this sort, things don't really start getting physical for a little bit. So there's a bunch of roll-ups to start. They're both trying to get an easy win early, and then Naomi hits Dana Brooke with a drop kick, gets a 2. Dana dumps Naomi out of the ring, follows the baseball slide, puts her back in, 2 count, and then Dana locks on some body scissors on Naomi. Naomi gets out of that, hits some kicks, goes for a Rana, and that's when Dana counters with the Batista Bomb.
Yeah, my Batista Bomb. My love of Drax in my DMs told me to do the Batista Bomb.
And that should have been it. That should have been the match. No, Naomi kicks out. Brooks going for the handspring splash. Naomi gets her knees up. Tries for a rear view. Dana evades that. Rolls her up. Naomi kicks out. Hits rear view. Dana kicks out of that. Naomi brings Dana to the ropes. Goes for a split-legged moonsault. Brooke escapes. Sunset flip to get the win.
Yeah, man. I was hyped. I was so happy about that. I'm telling you, watch Breaking Ground again. They were positioning her to be a star, like a big star.
I know.
She's gotten better in the ring. She just needs
by all accounts, she
man.
She works super hard. She's
like
first person there, last person to leave.
I think it's great, man. I think it's fantastic.
Me too.
Good for her.
Me too.
We had a Otis Mandy recap, and then Sonya Deville hits the ring because she is there to clear the air with Mandy Rose, and it was more of a Festivus-esque
airing of grievances.
Airing of grievances, man.
And then the way you can look at it was also a test of strength too.
Yeah.
So Sonya comes out. She's like, Mandy, I've been trying to get a hold of you ever since the hacker guy revealed my scheme. You want to answer your phone. So the only way maybe I'll talk to you is to come out here. Is for me to come out here and do it publicly and call you out. No Mandy. And then eventually she comes out. Before that, Sonya says, I've never had anyone in my life like Mandy before. Come to the ring so I can tell you what I've been trying to tell you all along. So again, they're really setting you up for some sort of romance angle.
Right.
So Mandy comes to the ring. She says, I got nothing to say to you. Sonya says for the last 5 years, she's probably spent more time with Mandy than their own family. And Sonya says that Mandy, that she's really choked up.
Yeah, she's really emotional right now. And then
trying to find the words.
And then that stops. And in
cold,
I'm gonna mess you up voice, she says, you're the most selfish human being I've ever met in my entire life. You were willing to kick me to the curb the second you got with Otis.
Yeah.
And then she brings up, she was like, she said this was supposed to be about fire and desire. And every time we would come out together, it would be to your music and you'd be on the cover of magazines and my face would be blurred out during their entrance. Was totally true. They did the little vignetting thing and Sonya Deville was always blurred out.
Yeah. And she says, Mandy, I wanted you to stay focused on fire and desire. Maybe we could have won the tag titles, but you didn't see it.
Mm-hmm.
And Sonya says, now I just want to see you hurt.
Yeah.
He says, yeah, you might be pretty, but she's nothing but a dime a dozen bottled blonde that was made in a lab.
Ouch.
Yeah. Sonya asked Mandy if she knows how hard she's worked to get where she is. She's a real fighter, while someone with no talent. No talent. She repeated that.
She said no talent. Yeah.
Got the spotlight. Sonya says she can use every ounce of her to ruin Mandy's life. She'll see who the true champ is in Fire Desire, a real fighter, not some Barbie doll blonde.
She says, not some Barbie doll bitch.
Oh, sorry, Barbie doll bitch. I misread my own notes. So this brings Dolph. This brings Dolph down the ring, and he's like apologizing.
To show the world.
I'm here to show the world that I'm contrite. So he comes down the ring, and he's like apologizing to Mandy, and says, "Hey, look at me and tell me you don't feel anything for me." And so she's just standing there. Dolph kind of extends his hands to put on Mandy's shoulder. Mandy swipes it away. Sonya just comes out, decks the heck out of Mandy.
And Dolph's like, what are you doing? Don't do that. Like, that's what I love about it. It's not like he's, oh, by the way, I'm bad guy too. Like, he's still, like, seemingly
into Mandy, yeah.
He's into Mandy. And so he's like, oh, crap, this is falling apart really fast.
Yeah, so this brings Otis down to make the save. He clears the ring. Starts air humping all over the place. Dolph tries to attack Otis again. Otis fends him off, and Corey had a good line. He says, I can't remember how this concluded, but he compared Otis to a knight in deep fried armor.
That was really good. I mean, dude, the hilarious thing about this is that Otis, and especially they amped it up during the recap, like when she sends him the text and he's like, okay, Mandy, I'll be there. And it's just, he's a blithering fool. And he's air humping like a dog who found a hole in a wall. He's a mess of a human being. And he's what they're fighting over. It's fucking brilliant. It's so brilliant. He's just a walking disaster. This is what Fire and Desire has broken up over. Dolph Ziggler doesn't have a chance because of Otis? Like, what world is this? That's why it works so well. That's why it works, because deep down, we're all walking disasters like Otis. Okay, Mandy, I'll be there.
I'm coming.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Next, we had a really good Howard Finkel memorial. Really well done.
Yeah.
And then Miz promo. Standard Miz crap these days. And then we got a very short Forgotten Sons video package. It's like I
thought they were going to have a match or something.
No, it was like a 90-second video package, and they must have gotten like 5 minutes with them and say, hey, like, say some stuff. And I was like, oh, they're going to do a video package. Maybe they'll elaborate more on who their characters are than they ever did in NXT. No, they did less. Couple shots from the junkyard.
We know less about them.
Couple shots from the junkyard. It was more like, hey, we've been passed over. From what? You hang out at the junkyard. You're not necessarily putting yourselves in any spotlights, are you? Maybe you get out of the junkyard and you get some opportunities. It was just the same old generic BS they were doing in NXT, just less of it. And it was like Michael Cole introduced it. It's like, oh, a new tag team here that will hopefully get themselves in the title picture in the future. And I will start laughing right there. These guys aren't getting anywhere close.
They're not sniffing those things, man. Dude, you've got Miz and Morrison, the Usos, and the New Day. Those are the title guys. Everybody else is not.
And here's the thing. I'm not trying to dog on them for their abilities. That's like Blake and Cutler. They put on some really fun matches in NXT. I think you could do something with these guys. Jackson Riker, he looks amazing.
Yeah, he does. He looks absolutely amazing.
He looks like he could rip everybody's arms off and beat him with them.
He's got he's got movie looks, man.
Yeah. The thing is, we don't know who these people are.
Yeah, what am I supposed to grab onto?
Tell me why I should care. Tell me why I should want them to get beat up or be scared of them. Or tell me why I should like them.
Like Corey doesn't even know which one actually served in the armed forces.
Two of them have.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's like it's the same problem they had in NXT. Are they? Cause they kind of inferred the military thing, and they came back from serving and didn't feel like they were appreciated, or didn't came back to a country didn't respect them, whatever that. Didn't really follow through with it. The junkyard thing for some reason. I still don't know why they hang out in the junkyard.
Especially now with all the layoffs, you're clearly not forgotten. Because they called you up from NXT, you can't claim to be forgotten, man. You can't claim that they've left you out.
Yeah, passed you by, looked you over.
You're there. Now do something.
I know. Like, give an opportunity. You have 5 minutes in front of the camera. Give me something to grab onto here. Forgotten Sons? Or creative. Give me something to grab onto.
Oh, man.
Like, the junkyard looks great, but I'm not going to root for anybody who apparently litters around a junkyard for some reason. Why should I care?
Maybe that's why, man. Maybe it's because they fucking smell.
I don't know. Anyways, next we got Cesaro versus Daniel Bryan. This was as fun as one would expect, which means it was fantastic.
Yeah, this was great. I'm actually shocked. I really thought going into tonight, I'd be like, okay, well, at least we'll have this match to talk about. But like, seemingly, this is like the least important thing that happened on the show because everything else was actually really good.
Yeah, and this was really good too. That's not to talk crap about this match.
Yeah, no, this is a really good match.
And kind of surprisingly, Daniel Bryan won to somewhat surprisingly. I guess I really shouldn't be that surprised because
I wasn't.
They don't do anything about with Cesaro ever.
I was just hoping that Cesaro would win because I want that faction to be like a real good, like a thing, But maybe when Daniel Bryan found out that they were doing a rooftop match, he was like, "There's no way I'm sitting this one out."
Yeah, no. So early on, Daniel Bryan sends Cesaro out of the ring, hits a suicide dive, and the hacker guy returns, and he says, the truth will be told or whatever. It pops up on the screen. There's a montage of a bunch of tag teams, and he says some keep their friends close, their enemies closer, and we go to commercial pretty quickly.
So it shows like the New Day. It showed Sasha and Bailey.
It showed Alexa and Nikki.
Yeah.
It showed Miz and Morrison.
Okay.
So apparently, hacker guy knows that some tag team's going to break up.
Yeah. Although Sasha,
it's not going to be.
Or is it just? I know that most of them are tag teams. Sasha and Bailey at this point aren't really a tag team.
No, they're not really a tag team.
Yeah.
So it's not going to be the Usos. It's not going to be the New Day.
Maybe I'd love the thing between Miz and Morrison. That'd be rad.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's going to be Sasha and Bailey.
Yeah, that's the most obvious answer.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of really fun mat-based stuff. Daniel Bryan was really working over Cesaro's left arm.
Mm-hmm.
And the finish was a lot of fun. So Daniel Bryan gets Cesaro in the yes lock in the middle of the ring. And Nakamura's like, because Drew Gulak comes out with Daniel Bryan, Nakamura comes out with Cesaro.
Mm-hmm,
and Nakamura sees it happening. Is like Drew's right there. He's kind of like, should I go in the ring to break this up? And then he finally tries to, and Drew runs over, grabs him by the leg, pulls him out. And Nakamura tries to get him the second time, and Drew pulls him out again and tosses him over the barricade. And because of that, Daniel Bryan can keep the hold on. Cesaro has to tap.
Yep.
Fun match, though. Really fun match.
After that, Big E gave a promo, just him to the camera, because we had this crazy triple threat. This promo was so good, and it just got. I tweeted this out, man. This guy could easily be face of the company. Like
hell yes, man. It was so good. So amongst some of the incredible things he said, he got out of his triple bunk bed this morning and told Kofi and Woods to grab a seat in their lazy boys. He's got this.
Yeah. And the celebrations afterwards were great too, man.
He is the absolute best.
Yeah.
The absolute best.
After that, Elias, coming out of his dressing room, gets murdered by Baron Corbin.
Yes.
Before commercial break, he just completely annihilates him. He checks him into catering, tosses him around a lot, starts beating the crap out of him. He puts his arm between the road cases and then gets a running start and rams them together. Starts telling Elias to play a song, then he drags him out. We go to commercial. After a commercial, Elias is nursing his arm. Baron comes back and just beats the shit out of him. Leaves. Elias tries to get up. Baron says, "Hey, you might need your guitar." And the whole time, like twice, he had already struck him in the throat, and he starts yelling at him to sing.
Oh, yeah, and Elias is doing a great job of selling, doing the Shane McMahon after getting powerbombed on Roadcase sound.
It was great.
It was actually disturbing.
And then Baron Corbin destroys the guitar over Elias's back, so he's probably going to be written out for a little while. This was terrific. This was the kind of Baron Corbin
really
that
good.
I really want to see.
Yep. Now just
Enough with the shenanigans.
Lose the King gimmick, too. Just let him be Baron Corbin. Then we got a couple matches announced for next week. Drew versus Baron in a Money in the Bank qualifier. Wonder who's going to win that one. And then Lacey Evans versus Sasha Banks, another Money in the Bank qualifier.
Yeah.
And also a women's tag title match is next week.
So Lacey Evans versus Sasha Banks. Yeah. That'll be good.
That'll be good.
Wait, are we gonna get man? Lacey Evans versus Sasha Banks. I wonder if they're gonna try to motivate Lacey Evans versus Bayley at Money in the Bank. If Bayley screws Lacey Evans out of this, what if Lacey Evans picks up the title, Sasha wins Money in the Bank, cashes in on Lacey Evans? Then they flip the titles. Then Sasha's got the title.
Tamina might have her title shot at Money in the Bank.
Oh yeah, right. You're probably right about that. Yeah. Okay. Okay. After that, we had that triple threat match: Big E versus Jey Uso versus The Miz, and this is all sorts of fun, man. That spot with Big E going through the table looked like it really hurt. That was rough.
So early on, he's down there. He's talking all sorts of trash. He's clearing off the announce table, asking Michael Cole, "You need this monitor? No, you don't. You need this light? Nope. You need this GoPro? Nope." He's like, "I'm all business tonight." Clears off the announce table, and then Miz and Jey Uso suplex him through it. We go to commercial, come back. Jay's in control. He drops Big E, then Miz with suicide dives, follows the crossbody of the Miz, gets 2. Jay charges towards Big E. Big E drops him with an Uranagi. Miz follows with a clothesline on Big E, goes for a skull-crushing finale. Big E powers out. Jay drops Miz and Big E with super kicks, covers Big E, only gets 2. Miz does eventually hit a skull-crushing finale on Jay. He kicks out. Miz is right into a figure 4. Big E's in finally to break it up. And not only does he break it up, he deadlifts Miz.
Yeah.
Deadlifts him.
Yeah.
Up into a big ending. Hits it and got the win. I was not expecting a title change tonight at all.
Me neither, but I thought it was great. It felt like a little jolt of energy. You got to do stuff. You got to do cool stuff like this, man.
Exactly. It was great. So they cut to picture-in-picture of Kofi celebrating at home.
Yeah.
For a bit, and they go to Xavier Woods also celebrating at home. In between, Big E is rolling around the mats outside, making out with the title, kissing,
I missed you so much. I missed you so much. I love you.
Big E is the absolute best.
Yeah, he's terrific.
The absolute best.
He's great.
All in all, a really fun episode of SmackDown. So if you haven't got a chance to check it out,
I still say that thing he used to do in NXT where he would pin people for a 5 count is like the greatest thing. They need to bring that back.
They do need to bring that back.
Good enough. Let's see here. I'm in the Discord. There's only one question from Alexhausen. What gifts would Bray give people that freak them out? So let's say Bray is going to be taking on... Man, this is going to be a while before we see Roman Reigns. I feel like it's going to be a long time before we see Roman Reigns. What would he give? So who's there right now? What would he give? What would he give Big E?
That's a good question.
I know.
It would have to do something with his early run when he was with Dolph.
Yeah, it'd be Dolph's head.
Yeah. Everything would be somebody's head. Mm-hmm. Sure.
Yeah. That's all I want to, just do 7.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Over here at the Patreon, Alex Foster, we have a Nakamura faction like Chaos, and we have an LIJ faction who should be in a Suzuki-gun style faction in WWE.
Who would lead it?
So we need the what's that?
Who would lead it?
We need someone like super legit, who's mean.
Yeah, if Daniel Bryan was still a heel, it'd easily be him.
Brock Lesnar. Make it Brock Lesnar.
Oh, that is scary. Okay.
Brock Lesnar, and then like kind of an understudy like Zack Sabre Jr.
Well, you'd have Shelton Benjamin would be like his number 2, but like
Shelton Benjamin is former Suzuki-gun too, so it makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. You would need who would he be as Zack Sabre Jr.? I mean, I would have said General Zod Drew.
Yeah.
Or do you do another giant beef guy?
Oh, how about this? Let's make it funny. Matt Riddle.
Oh, I like that. That's good.
And then you eventually get to that story. All right, then you need a couple of clowns.
Then the rest are clowns. Exactly.
I like Taichi a lot. I think he's great. Desperado's really good too. I actually like everybody in Suzuki-gun.
Desperado is really good.
I think they're all really good.
Let's see here.
Wolfpack for life. You can push one to a world championship run, but the other stays in a mid card for life. Cesaro or Big E? That's not even a difficult choice for me.
Big E.
It's Big E. Big E.
I legitimately think he could be a face of the company guy.
Same here. 100%.
Skyotonic, here's my question. Power rank the 6 wrestlers. I'm on the Twitch now. The 6 wrestlers would you lock in a vault to win Money in the Bank? The only rule is escape the vault and the door is locked.
Okay, well, you want Bray in there because he has teleportation powers.
Yeah, he wins. Randy learned teleportation powers too.
Yeah, Randy. Undertaker. So that's 3. I mean, everybody else is kind of out of luck. No one else has teleportation powers.
Yeah.
Joe Juarez, what would WB do if a significant outbreak were to occur among the performers in production if they go with this live schedule? They'd have to shut down at that point. If there's a significant thing that happens, they'd have to shut down.
Oh, if there was a what now?
Outbreak.
Yeah.
They'd have to.
They would have a choice.
No.
Thomas Vince would probably just wrestle himself. I'm going to wrestle a broom for 3 hours on Raw.
I'm going to wrestle Invisible Man. I'd say I'm wrestling John Cena. Because you never see him. Thomas Dunnigan, after EC3's release, I've been thinking about his situation mostly, and I was wondering what you guys think. With Vince not having a place for EC3 for the longest time and just now releasing him during this global event, what are your views about it? Why did Vince never let him go beforehand when hands down EC3 could have been a crucial element for a promotion like AEW? You could probably get back to a top tier level on Impact. We kind of answered your own question here.
Yeah.
He didn't let him go because he didn't want him to be a crucial element for AEW. I don't know if Vince really cares about Impact, but he didn't want anybody who has any potential to be a needle mover going anywhere.
It is an odd contradiction though, isn't it? Because Vince buries a guy and you would think that, wait a second, if you think this guy can go make money somewhere else and be, like you say, a needle mover, wouldn't you then not bury him because he could be a needle mover for your own company? That's why the whole thing is so weird.
It is weird, or it could be this thing. Vince sees nothing in him, figures at some point he's going to have to cut ties with this individual, and rather than, even if he thinks that person might have a chance to help somebody else, well, I have this time to make this certain performer basically a non-entity in this business.
Yeah.
which is horrible. It's horrible if that's his attitude.
I wonder. I
Yeah,
don't know. I
don't
can't
know
get
either.
in the guy's head. He's thinking normally, thinking like a normal human being. It's like, that's weird. Like, that's so bizarre.
Yeah.
But Vince isn't normal, so I don't know.
No, he's not. Paul Lundkick, if you're recruiting using the age-old T-shirt technique, how important is it to present the prospect with the correct size T-shirt? I think that's all important because they got to put it on if they're going to say yes, and they can't be too small. It can't be too large. They can't be swimming in it. It's got to be the right size.
Okay, so for a standard NXT wrestler, you're good with either. I think you're good with a large regardless.
Yeah, I think for most. Well, I wear a large.
Yeah, but they fill them out and they look amazing because they're like buff, but not like too big. If you're going to recruit Braun, you need at the very least.
At least, what, a 2 or 3X?
I would say at the very least.
Probably
Like
a
if
3.
it's Braun, it's probably a 2. If he's going to look big in it, like if it's going to fit him tight.
Yeah.
Wouldn't an XL fit him tight?
Way too tight.
You
Because
think
you can
so?
wear an XL, right? And he's like 6'6".
Yeah, but XLs aren't like really tight on me.
I know, but he's like 6'6", 380 pounds, man.
Yeah, okay.
He's huge.
2X.
2X might be too small.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say that, yeah. I mean, but I don't think that's that difficult. You don't go up to Braun and give him a medium. You're just an idiot at that point. He's going to
Then you're
say, I don't want to
insulting
be part of this. Like, that's stupid. Because the idea is they're going to put it on right there.
Yeah, that's the idea. Handsome Be Wonderful. The corporate ladder match busts into Vince's office. What kind of unique memorabilia would he have hanging on the wall, which now can be used as a weapon? The T-Rex skull. Handsome Be Wonderful has the answer. It's that giant T-Rex fossilized skull he has in his office. That's it, 100%.
So weird. Let's see here. Lstream 2K or iStream 2K, sorry. Since the other two members of three-man band did it, fantasy book Heath Slater's rehiring an eventual world title win.
So he gets jacked. He starts doing MMA.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Comes back. Not only is he super jacked, he's got the legitimacy of being MMA guy.
But he's also still funny.
He's also still funny. He's got personality.
Yeah, exactly. But you no longer see him as sort of, hapless guy.
Exactly. James Rodriguez and kayfabe. What did Sonya mean when she said Mandy was gagging a lot now that she was with Otis? I thought that she was insinuating that Otis was gross. And
Yeah,
that
me
Mandy was
too.
gagging.
Although you could get a fellatio reference as well.
Oh,
Nikyle asked for going in raw math on New Jack.
all right. So promo was high.
Promo's like a 9.
Yeah, he's a great
Okay,
promo.
so wait a second. What is it again? Look
It's being good. It's
In-ring.
being good as look in ring promo.
and promo. Promo's a 9. In ring, I mean, is he more than like a 5?
No, he's just a brawler.
Give him a 5.
His look was distinctive.
Yeah, I'd give him like a 7 for look.
Yeah, that's fair.
Kayfabe.
I mean, I think
He was a multiple-time ECW tag team champion,
tag champion. Yeah,
but he never ascended past that. I don't know if he ever wanted to or if he ever like left the tag. Well, I know he had singles matches, but I mean, Kayfabe.
6.
Yeah, I'll give him
7?
a 6.
All right.
And then Legacy is complicated.
Yes.
It is a distinctive legacy for sure. I mean, I feel like no number really encapsulates what his legacy is, but you have to assign it a number for the math.
Yeah.
I mean, on one hand, it's the kind of thing where it's like his legacy isn't good, man.
No,
He
it's not.
stabbed a guy in the ring. You got to give him like a 3 for legacy.
I was going to say a 3. That's the exact number I was going to say.
Okay. So we got, let's see here, 14 plus 7 is 21.
21.
Divided by 3 is 7. So 3 and 7, so 16 divided by 3 is a 5 plus.
Yeah.
Just over 5 wrestler. That sounds right.
Brett Harrington, was Dolph wearing a Kurt Hawkins and Zack Ryder shirt? He was.
He was, yeah. Yeah, Heath Slater has, they all have shirts now. Heath Slater has one that looked like the I got kids, but it
that was
says
good.
I got fired. Yeah, it's good.
I kind of, Zack Ryder is pretty cool. It says not there, because the longest time one of his catchphrases was still here.
Yeah.
It's clever. They're all being pretty clever about it. Glorious Broken Soundwave, who will be the next Eddie Guerrero, Angel Garza, or Sammy Guevara?
Wow. So right now, I'd give it to Sammy.
Interesting.
The reason why is because number one, he's got the closest thing we have to Eddie Guerrero as his mentor, Chris Jericho. And his promo stuff is starting to get really good. And at a certain point, Eddie's promos were really good. He's starting to get that stuff down. Not to take away from anything Angel Garza does, I haven't seen it in his actual promos yet.
Yeah, I think in terms of his character work, Angel Garza's character work, the way he can project his charisma, I think he's far ahead of where Sammy is right now.
You think so? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. In ring, he's not. I think right now he's not. He doesn't do as much of the high flying stuff as Sammy does, obviously, but he's really good in the ring.
Yeah, I'm not taking anything away from anybody.
I would give the edge to Angel Garza at this point. Honestly,
interesting points. Fair enough.
I mean, I feel like Sammy's close. There's still a little something missing for me for Sammy Guevara to really latch onto.
Yeah, but I also kind of feel like that way with like Garza's. I feel like together they make up like the perfect wrestler, because I think Sammy's character work in the ring is a bit closer along than you think.
No, I don't think he's terrible. He's progressed like leaps and bounds from when he started even just in AEW, much less when we saw him in Pro Wrestling Guerrilla. He has improved a lot.
Yeah,
I just think Angel Garza, from a character perspective in the ring, showing up in NXT he felt like nearly a finished product, and it was really good.
That's totally true. I agree with that.
And I mean, it seems like a finished product, but you can see, this guy he hasn't reached his ceiling yet,
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Let's see here. Spectre says, I thought Big E's promo before the match was really good. I hope after their 10th reign with tag titles, he'll go heel and get a push. I don't want him to go heel. I want him to go heel.
No heel. No, they can have Big E pursue singles gold and still keep the New Day together.
Yeah, absolutely. Jonathan says, the Forgotten Sons are so forgotten that Vince forgot they existed when he was making his list of layoffs. Ouch. Let's see here. Oh, man, Captain Sin says, I haven't gotten my stimulus check and my unemployment is over a month pending. Ugh. That sucks, man. I'm sorry.
That does suck. White Brownie asks, so who's getting dunked in a toilet at Money in the Bank? I mean, if Baron's in the match, you got to put your money on him.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Mr. Dubs says, Larson hates Juventud, confirmed, because you don't believe in the juice. Who wants the juice?
No, Hoovy was fine. I was watching something on
Who wants the juice?
On Twitter the other day where he's doing his finish, and I forgot his finish was basically a Michinoku driver off the top rope. And the one I watched, he basically spiked the dude on his head.
Oh shit!
The Hoovy driver.
I love those nitros, man. I'm gonna watch some Nitro tonight from 1997 when the crowd's chanting Larry's name at the very beginning of the episode.
Oh, why are they ever doing that?
Hey, he took the most unusual path to pro wrestler, man.
Yeah, he stumbled into Bruno's backyard.
That's amazing.
Oh my gosh.
Call me Aurelius. Thank you for the sub. We appreciate it. That's great.
Did you get these? Zondo, who came up with this awesome corporate ladder match, where lucky Vince wasn't eating when they did. Good point.
Yeah.
Dang MQ. So if it's not Mandy versus Sonya, who wrestles in the last Money in the Bank qualifier on SmackDown? Good question. It probably will be Mandy versus Sonya.
Unless they might take that to be like a real match. I hope they take that out of Money in the Bank, man. I want them to make that a pay-per-view level match.
Well, it has to be Carmella versus somebody.
Well, if there's not going to be a tag team match, it could be Alexa or Nikki Cross.
Yeah, it could be.
Handsome Be Wonderful with the sub. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Chicken Lil Curry with the sub. Thank you. And K Realm 666 the Devil. Thank you for the subs. We appreciate it. And then last night, Bastard Braun and Blaze Nice with the subs. Thank you. During the Unsolved Mysteries stream.
Oh, yeah. Skyotonic says one more question. If WWE brought back Blood, which storyline would benefit from Blood?
Fire and Desire.
Okay.
Let them, Sony's like, I'm going to prove that you're talentless. I'm going to scar up your face. Because then you can't rely on that.
Jonathan, if Money in the Bank is pre-taped, what's the over-under on someone getting thrown off the roof of Titan Towers?
Oh, that'd be amazing.
That'd be something else.
That'd be so great if they went balls out with it. You know what they should really do is try their best to recreate that Super Bowl ad from like 98.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you do. And then Vince at the end, get it?
Get it?
Yeah, we didn't need that. We didn't need that in the ad, Vince. Get it? Yeah, we... At the end, say, you get it?
You get it?
Vince, kind of feel like that's, insulting the intelligence of the audience because of what they're doing.
We're entering a new era.
All right, everybody. Thanks so much for joining us. We appreciate it. I'll talk to you later.
One where we won't insult the intelligence of our audience. Bye,
Get
everybody.
it.